So, what does it really, truly mean to commit to something? Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful mental model for what you might call radical commitment. And it all comes from an ancient story, but believe me, it has everything to do with the choices we all face right now, today.
I love starting with this idea because it's a little jarring, right? It frames confidence not as something you earn after you have all the facts, but as a strategic choice, something you decide on before all the evidence is in. It's a tool, it's a mindset, and as we're about to see, it can even be a weapon.
Okay, let's travel back in time to ancient Greece. I want you to just picture this scene. 300 of the most elite warriors on the planet are marching out to face an army of, well, hundreds of thousands. They are marching to what everyone knows is almost certain death, and the whole city, the entire army, has gathered to watch them go. You can just feel the weight of this moment in the air. Now here's this one small detail that makes the whole scene so incredibly powerful. It just so happened to be the time of year when the army was issued its new gear, specifically new cloaks for the coming winter. Now think about that. A new cloak is a symbol of the future, right? It's this assumption that you're going to be around for another winter. And then the king, Leonidas, makes this absolutely chilling decision. He cancels the order for his 300 men. No new cloaks for them. Can you just imagine the message that sent? Not just to his own men, but to every single person watching. And here's his reasoning, captured so perfectly by Stephen Pressfield in his work. He said it would be a waste of resources. And why? Because these men wouldn't live long enough to need them. Now, this wasn't pessimism. No way. This was a statement of absolute, radical, all-in commitment. And that single, powerful act, that gives us our core idea for today, the concept of declining the cloak. It's not just about a piece of fabric, of course. It's a metaphor. It's about crossing a threshold, a point of no return. So, to decline the cloak, it means you're burning the boats. You're cutting the safety net. It's that exact moment when you stop hedging your bets. You stop making a plan B for failure. It's the step forward from which there's no going back. The debate is over, deliberation ends. All that's left is the path ahead. Now, this kind of total commitment, it really works on two levels. So first, let's take a look at how it appears to the outside world. This is what we'll call the outer threshold. You know, Robert Greene, the author of The 48 Laws of Power, he understood this perfectly. Your reputation is basically the external face of your commitment. When people out there believe that you are unshakably committed, it fundamentally changes how they deal with you. It becomes a force multiplier. It literally makes you stronger. But, and this is so important, we have to understand the difference between reputation and what holds it up, your character. Your reputation, that's the external face, it's what other people see. And you know what? It can be managed, it can be spun. But your character, that's the inner architecture. That's who you really are. And that can only be built one decision at a time. And of course, Mark Twain just comes in and ties these two ideas together perfectly. The most powerful reputation isn't something you manage at all. It's just the natural result of having a strong character. When your actions consistently line up with your principles, day in and day out, you build something way more durable than just a managed image. You build real trust, and yeah, you astonish people.
Okay, so a powerful reputation, that's just the outcome. The real work, the hard part, happens inside. So beyond those big, grand public gestures, there's the inner threshold. These are the small, private choices we make every single day that truly forge our commitment.
This little parable from Anthony DeMello is just so profound. It's all about self-sovereignty. See, true commitment isn't about borrowing someone else's convictions, even if it's someone you really admire. It's about taking on the really hard work of finding your own truth and then following it like your life depends on it. So how do you actually practice this every day? Well, here's a really simple but incredibly powerful discipline. Tackle the hard thing first. Look, this is not just some productivity hack. It's a daily act of building your character. It's choosing to face what really matters before the world gets a chance to throw a million distractions at you. It's like a small way of declining the cloak of procrastination every single morning. And here's another daily threshold for you, this one from Ryan Holiday. When you get home from a long, frustrating day at work, you have a choice, right? You can either drag all that stress and negativity in with you, or you can act like a bouncer at your own front door, protecting the peace of your home, of your family. That choice, that too is a form of commitment to what truly matters. Okay, so what supports all these daily choices? Where do they get their strength from? Well, they all rest on a deeper foundation, the repeatable, non-negotiable disciplines that make a committed life even possible. And here's the really powerful thing. These are all entirely within your control. They don't depend on luck or talent or waiting for someone to give you permission. You can choose, right now, today, to be world-class in your sleep, in how you take care of your body, and in the attitude and effort you bring to everything you do. These are the absolute fundamentals. And let's add one more world-class discipline to that list, reading. And again, this isn't about ability, it's about action. The potential to learn from the thousands of years of accumulated human wisdom, it's just sitting there, silent, on our shelves. The act of actually reading is what brings it to life. Tolstoy gave us this just beautiful metaphor for it. He said we're all born into the middle of a great ongoing conversation, the speech of history, of philosophy, of human experience. We weren't there for the beginning and we'll be gone before the end. So reading is that daily act of humility that says, hey, I'm here to listen. I'm here to try and understand what's going on. So after all this, what's the ultimate payoff? For declining the cloak, for building character, for sticking to those daily disciplines, what do we get? We get something I think we all desperately crave, a still mind. This right here, this is the transformation. Before you really commit, the mind can be a total storm of anxiety and doubt and constant second-guessing. But after you cross that threshold, after you decline the cloak, a kind of stillness can just descend. All that energy you were wasting on deliberation is now channeled into focused, powerful action. And this brings us right back around, full circle, to those 300 Spartans. By all historical accounts, their minds weren't anxious on that final morning. They were extraordinarily calm. And that stillness wasn't achieved in spite of their fate. It was achieved because they had fully, completely accepted and committed to it. The decision was made, period. You know, ultimately, this is the core message. We don't control the hand we're dealt in life, but we have total, absolute control over how we choose to play it. The power to create meaning, to build character, to live a life of commitment, that rests entirely with us. So the question I want to leave you with is this. In your own life, in your career, your relationships, your most important goals, what's the plan for retreat you're holding on to? What's that comfortable cloak that's keeping you from full commitment? What cloak do you need to decline?